All right, recording. Okay. Hello, Informatics 190 class. This is Mark, and for this week, I have my girlfriend here that I'm gonna ask some questions to, with regards to behavior change, and things that she could do to stick with her new habits. So let's get right to it. So my first question for you is: do you have any behaviors that you want to change, or any habits that you wanna take on? In the near future, and if so, what are they?
Okay, so just like how I talked to you earlier this week, I have a huge issue not drinking enough water, and you're supposed to have like 6 cups a day or something like that. So I'm just trying to make sure that I instill that habit of drinking more water throughout the day.
Okay, great. That's actually a pretty common one. We had a few people in our class that this is something that they want to do. It's also it's a common example that's brought up when we talk about behavioral changes, because it's something that's so small, but it's also really important. So we learned during this week that uh, when achieving a goal, there's step ladders, and we think of goals as, on the very bottom of the step ladder, there's you, right, trying to achieve a goal, and then at the very top of the step ladder there's that goal that you want to reach. So for example, right now you're at the bottom of that ladder, and at the top of that ladder is you drinking enough water, whereas at the bottom of the ladder you're not drinking water. So we're learning that to reach our goal there is gradual steps that need to be taken. um, and the way our brain works is that if we're able to go step by step to achieve our goals by setting realistic things, because if you tell yourself, I'm gonna start drinking a lot of water, right, when you barely drink any water, then that's not realistic, because you don't have any like action that you can follow. So step ladders are helpful because you're able to follow goals gradually, um, and reward yourself for them. So, let's say you drink, how many cups of water do you drink a day, do you think?
Maybe 2 water bottles at most. Yeah, I'd say it roughly, but typically yeah, probably two at most.
Okay. So yeah, so you can't just tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna go from drinking 2 bottles of water to drinking 8 bottles of water. That's not that's not how we work as human beings. That's not the science that you're able to follow in order to achieve your goal. The science that you're able to achieve your goal is to go from 2 water bottles to 3 water bottles, and then to 4 water bottles. And then the way you're able to do that is by setting these increments and then rewarding yourself. So the day that you drink 3 water bottles, right, instead of two, you can reward yourself for having the extra water bottle by, doing something fun, by, like splurging. You're able to reward yourself for things as you go. And that way your brain takes note of that and wants you to reach your goal. So the next day you'll be excited to go for 4 water bottles. And this is really helpful because something like that can be hard to quantify if we don't have a specific goal in mind. So like, for example, you want to drink enough water, but what does that mean? Does that mean 8 bottles, 9 bottles? Like, to be able to quantify things. And then after you quantify, you can set step ladders and then reward yourself for each increment or for each step that you do. um, so have you ever thought, for example, of using like an app that could track how much water that you drink, and then using that as the first step to building a step ladder?
Oh, I've never thought of using an app, but there's probably tons.
There is. I remember one of my professors in at community college. She had an app, and she would get a notification mid class, and she would leave lecture and like grab her bottle from her desk and just like sip on it and be like, I got a notification. So what I'm trying to get at here is that by following incremental steps towards our goals, by setting small things like that in our day and rewarding ourselves for it, we're able to get where we want. um maybe not faster, but definitely we're able to get what we want more efficiently. Because if you set a goal too far into the future, that is too different from what you're currently doing. So like I said, 8 water bottles or 9 water bottles versus two, that's too much of a change, right? uh, and you're not able to you're not able to follow through with that because your brain is just not used to going out of its way that many times during the day just for water. But by setting increment steps, you're getting your body more used to doing what you want it to do, and by rewarding yourself, you're able to keep that habit going. So any comments that you have for me?
No, I think that makes sense. I think me jumping from 2 to 6 or 7 would be absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that we can have further interviews and catch up about your progress with drinking water. But in the meantime, if you don't have any questions for me, then thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.